white man is enacting a story all over the world. We left our homes and flooded the world. We smothered culture. We smothered knowledge. We erased history and rewrote it our way. Myself, my grandfather is 100% Ashkenazi Jewish. Claiming to be Jewish, Ashkenazi Jewish is just a conspiracy. White men claiming to be of tribes of Israel when I'm Germanic. You know, I have no ties to Israel, no ties to Judaism. You know, except loosely written history that's been whitewashed over for centuries, and you know,
from the Renaissance.
Oh yeah, right. You wipe everything clean. It's funny how exactly the Renaissance. It's this rebirth, but it's white rebirth. Think at the same exact time the Renaissance is happening, Columbus is sailing to America and committing genocide.
My nationality is Edom. We're the descendants of Esau, and whom most people on this earth call the white people, or the white race. But the Edom in the Bible comes from Esau. He is the twin brother of Jacob, which you can read about in Genesis chapter 25. Esau came out red and hairy like a garment.
Hug, hug.
Thank you very much.
Look at how red you are now from that.
He's beaming.
No, really, you should see your face. It is crimson.
And his blood showed forth through his skin, so he was from there called Esau, because it means red. And you'll notice that white people, you know, when they get angry or whatever, their skin turns red. Any type of skin condition, it'll be red. It's a biblical description, so you can know who these people are in the earth at all times, even these times, the end times. So yes, I am an Edomite. My thoughts on the Negroes or the so-called Negroes that are asleep in these times, it's kind of sad, but it's actually a really good thing. It's, number one, it proves that, you know, the prophecy of the Valley of the Dead Bones, you know, how could these people wake up from their sleep? You know, at least we know that these people are asleep and now they're waking up. You know, now is the time that they need to wake up. Now is the time. It's getting pretty close, and they are waking up. But no, the Negroes themselves, or what they like to call themselves, or what this whole world likes to call these people, are black people. But that kind of broadens the spectrum, you know. That's like it's just as bad as calling a white person a white person. You know, there's different types of white people, different nations of white people, just as there are different nations of black people. There's different nations of Asian people, or so-called black people, and black is a color. There's no such thing as color when you're naming nations. Nations comes from fathers, and it's really ignorant to call people black people. But if you do the research, the true nationality of the so-called black people is Israelite, or Hebrew Israelites, and they're a nation of people who descended from Jacob, who was later named Israel, who had 12 sons, who became the 12 tribes, who multiplied into the uncountable number of Israelites that are as the sands of the seas today. Can't count them, there's so many. Yes, they are Hebrew Israelites, and that's not a religion, that's not a cult, it's strictly a nationality, bloodline of people, and it's that simple. They're a bloodline, and you cannot convert into being an Israelite. You can't, you know, change to be an Israelite. You know, you are what your father was, what your forefathers are. You know, I can't claim to be an Israelite because I know for a fact that I'm an Edomite. And Israel was not my forefather. Esau was, based on the biblical descriptions. They're not even there to like follow the Most High by any means. It's all just a huge reverse deception that everyone has fallen for, because now is the time. People know now. Now is the time to wake up from your sleep, Israel.
And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Few particulars that make Omaha different from New York are just incidental. The problem exists because white people think they're better than black people, and they want to oppress us, and they want us to allow ourselves to be oppressed.
This is I agree with you perfectly. This is the basic problem.
Then what do you
that white people think they're better than others?
I can't solve the problem. You guys pull the strings that close schools. You guys draw the boundaries that keep our kids restricted to the ghetto. You guys write up the restrictive covenants that keep us out of houses. So it's up to you to talk to your brothers and your sisters and persuade them that they have a responsibility. We've assumed ours for over 400 years, and we're tired of this kind of stuff now. We're not going to suffer patiently anymore. No more turning the other cheek. No more blessing our enemies. No more praying for those who despitefully use us. We're going to show you that we've learned the lessons you've taught us. We've studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you because you're part of the whole system. You profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say, I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow. I think the problem is so bad that we can have no understanding at all.
You think it's gotten to the point where there can never be that reconciliation?
No. You talk about justice, it means one thing to you, and we talk about it means something else to us. And it'll always be that way. And I'd like you to know I have a terrible feeling against preachers, because I think you guys are the ones who are largely responsible for the problem in the first place. And you can accept it or not any way you choose. And for you, this may be an excursion, across the line.
What about the person that wants to listen? I genuinely feel that I want to listen.
Well, if you listen and try to do something, you get kicked out of your church. See, that's the way your people are.
Well, people make changes. The changes that have come have been drastic.
God bless you, little brother.
We exist.
Come back and see us again sometime. Then don't look back in anger. Thanks for taking it so well.
And Satan is sending his dead to us. Why? Because you have sex out of wedlock. You kill unborn children. You have man-on-man relations, same-sex marriage. How do you think your God will judge you? Well, friends, now we know. When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
You want me to say something? Fine. I'll say something. You people. You're not a race. You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God to silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we built for you with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. And I hope that happens very soon.
Well, this evening obviously hasn't gone as I'd hoped. And I think I'm having a full-on panic attack right now, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get myself together, and when I come back, I hope you don't see me as the devil.